Alright, welcome back everyone. Here we are starting up day 3 of our build. Got all our wires roughed in, I guess you'd say. Got some motion on our internal mechanism going on. Got the up and down and left and right situation. All the lights are still going. I'm looking forward to getting our, I don't know if that's going to be something that's hooked up or just something you play with to get our elf to come out the door there. But that's where we're at so far. If you're new here, this is what I do. I buy these kits and build them step by step, mostly in real time. You get to see all my successes and all my failures and how I hopefully fix those inevitable failures as they come up. Upload daily and just try and have a good time. We're not solving the world's problems, just building silly little models, having a bit of fun. You seen any kits or builds or sets you want me to take a shot at, feel free to drop in the comments. I'm always looking to add on to my list. I've got the most intelligent audience on YouTube because y'all provide me with nothing but the best of options. I just saw these little details there. That might supposed to be snow. I'll think about going back and filling that in with white. I don't know. I'll have to convince myself if I do that or not. The white generally takes a few coats to really sink in, so I may not want to mess with that. But like I say, I'll think about it. Okay, so we got starting up on page 11, step 7. Actually worked out where we're starting on the right day here. So we've got these guys. We'll make sure we get our decorative bits facing outwards like so on these supports. I'm assuming we're going to close that in. And then our little steps go in here. Whoops, that one stripped out on me. Let's see. But the other side more cooperative. They have to get the glue out for. Okay, that should be okay. I think we'll have enough there to tie it all together. Yeah, I'll find out right now because it's this guy. So you and you in there. Okay, yeah, that'll work because we're gonna have pressure from both sides. And let's see here. Let's see if I can. Okay, drill that's still gonna. I thought I'd done this already, but I think we need another coat of our tan here. Get this side. Sink in any. Let's do it again. And one last. Alright. Let's see if that looks any better. I hope I don't. Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't match it perfectly, but it sort of eases things in. You back on again. Okay. And this goes. That's okay. Goes back around front. It's going to be going around our wiring box and everything here. So you're going in here. Okay, so it's these 4. Okay. There. Okay, there they go. Nice. Nice down. Got our little beginnings of our little patio, or whatever you want to call that. And now we got these guys. Maybe a little bit wider here. Okay. This guy with the hook goes on. Gets hooked in on that end. Down in there. I actually think I'm going to leave these the darker to make that so you can actually see that little detail. But I do want to try, I think, and squeeze in underneath there. Sort of looking at it, trying to predict how things are going to turn out in the end, sort of. Just ease that one up a little bit. Try and not paint everything else while I'm in there. I guess sort of the same. Need to do the same. I think this part's going to be showing, but not the. I think we're going to cover the back this far back. I'll do the riser and runner here, and this one's going to be exposed as well. So. Okay, I think. Okay, so where's that? Okay, now this one. Okay, it connects right in here. Same thing, little hook going into our notch on the front. Oh. There it goes. So reinforces that one, keep it stable. And you. I don't tie my wire down here. Be over here. Yeah. Arrive back here. Okay. So got the base of our patio there. I guess patio is the best word I can come up with for it. And now down to the second half of our page 11. Two pieces on the bottom half, and big guy goes in first, and all the wiring's going to come up through here, so put that over there. I think all the wiring's supposed to come up through here. No, I think this. These lights, okay, go up and down through those two holes. Okay, so I gotta unwind this thing, and now I'm gonna have the crazy cowlick of LEDs attacking me every time I move this thing. Get it not up on me. Okay. Okay, so all the way out here, except up through here. And then right back down through the next one. And it looks like okay, it's got a number 2 on it. So does it mean it's the second light? But it says first speed. Okay. But there's nothing under here for that light to hit, so I'm going to say okay. Okay, they're talking about this piece too. Okay. So it is the first light. It's supposed to be right there. So where's that hot glue gun at? We're supposed to, that's our second priority. Our first priority is getting our green and red. Make sure it's over here in this notch. we're supposed to leave 6 centimeters behind here. There's 6 centimeters. Okay, there's 6 centimeters on our thing, but it's so basically to right about yay. Pop you into that notch there. All the way over, so it's semi-secure. It's not going to lock it in place. Okay, hot glue gun's ready. See how if I can get a small enough dot on here to just hit. Hold one LED in place. Just a little too convenient to have it locked in. We don't have to worry about it shifting around on you all the time. Okay, that seems nice. And that's sort of nice tack job. Get you down there. Go back around out of our way. Same with you. Now, platform over against the wall. And this one's already come out. See what I mean? Oh, and I want to not have this down there. It goes down and back up. And everything, all the other wire, the speaker wire, the other LED wire comes up through the middle too. Yeah. Wait a second. Actually, doesn't. Okay, so get everything through the middle, and then okay, let's see. I say this. That's going to be irritating. The way I'm figuring out 6 centimeters on with it. Okay, this was going pretty quick. Let's try that again. Okay, so what about yay? And get my Sharpie out without letting go. So give me a nice thorough mark on there so I know where it's supposed to be. Now, here over there, all the other wires are coming up. Now, back into the rear slots, and then drop you down these places. And I've got these things to try and touch up while they're in place. Not ideal with the thick pen I've got here. But, it's fairly cooperative to dab it on there. I think that one's going to be covered, but I'll hit it anyway. Okay. And that'll dry to closer. It dries to about that color, so it's not that much closer actually. Okay. Now after all that trauma, now this wire goes, the long wire goes through that hole. Actually, yeah, long wire goes through that rear hole there now. And through there. And get hold of you. With our LED strips, I'm going to go through this hole from that direction. So, long one first. And then a short one there as well. Now this one's going in, okay, through that slot and that hole. Doesn't feel locked down on this side. All these wires underneath it. Move it out of the way, yeah. No, it can't be that far out of the way because there's. Okay, move it to the other side out of the way, maybe. I'm gonna take this thing off again, but I'm gonna have to. Okay. These guys over there out of the way. So we can go straight down right here. Okay. Now, oh, I got that thing off. I think Neo is about to ask us to give her some privacy. Let me look over my shoulder and see. Yes, she is. I'll be right back. Okay. She's out of the way. We got her ablutions taken care of. So let's do all this again. Wire in the way there. Okay, try again. There it goes. Okay. And these guys. There's the. Okay, the blue wire. Okay, it's in that front notch on that piece, so it should be. Okay, it's running through, and we're going to run the blue wire through there. Okay, I see how they're, what they got planned. But anyway, see how it's supposed to work. No, it's not either. Hmm. Okay, round into this notch where the blue wire goes. Okay. And it doesn't feel any more secure, so that was all a water haul, as my dad calls it. Okay, but that's page 11. Shouldn't have taken 19 minutes, but okay. Now we got this guy. Got to route it up here, so you're find my mark on there. Sort of secure it into its slot. Without cutting the wires. Maybe. Okay, there it goes. Over into its slot. Now you run it right up here, and here's two slotted holes. We go back and forth to lock it in place, I believe is the plan. But it doesn't want to cooperate. Stay over there. into there. And I'm assuming we pull it reasonably snug. And don't tie it in knot over there. And same sort of thing on this side. We brought it around and lock it into place. Go a little bit longer on that so you can really see what I'm doing. And where am I at? Now you're supposed to sort of go off to that way, hopefully out of the way. And oh, ready for the next little bit. Okay, these guys. So first thing, this guy goes down this side and locks into our plastic bit. Then leaves a hole for our back and forth bit and down into, oh no, this hole. Okay, so it's, oh, it's locking on. It's still locking. Okay, yeah. We're just, I was too far over. Sliding you down through here onto there, like so. And then that's, I'm assuming that's going to give us a corner to hide that wire. That's sort of the plan. Okay. Now, this guy, our plastic guy, you go, this one goes down into it there. And you okay, go through where we'll put our lights in, our light wires through, and then back into that piece right here. It's our back and forth piece, it looks like, yeah. But it goes through it, runs through this one before you do that. Not calling for any wax on this, so we'll go in. It doesn't say, okay, it does have to go down on top of the wires. Through there. Through here. Forcing it back out. It does not line up with. The hole does not line up anywhere close to that. It's okay. No, no. Okay, no, not supposed to run through that. The arrow is hard to tell. Okay, it just goes above that. This sits on top of this piece. Yeah. The arrow confused me. The dashed line here. I was seeing it wrong. Yeah. We have to get some stronger specs. Okay. So this just goes on here. And now just okay, yeah, through there into our, yeah. Like they tied into our, that's the back and forth one. Now this one goes down into that hole there to lock it in place. On, gonna be right there on the side. And not seeing the wax symbol in any of this, so they must think it's not necessary. Get that in there. Pressure down on it without breaking it. wiggling and jiggling. Okay, there it went. That's not too bad. Then, okay. Alright, so that concludes step 7. Took much longer than I thought it would, so I have been way too ambitious on my parts pull, because we're not even, that's just about, we're about to end page 12, and I've pulled through page like 16. So yeah, so I'm going to be set up for tomorrow, but we get to work on a small bit for a little while now. Smaller bit. Get these wires go out of the way, maybe. Okay. Alright, we got one of our mini conveyor belts is what it looks like. I think this is going to be. So we got decorative bit. Alright. And we'll go with the, let's see. Okay, this decoration is the back. This goes facing this way. The slot towards the rear of that. And these guys go in here, here, and that officially ends page 12, so on to 13. I think we'll see how straightforward the rest of it is. I was off from work today and I'm still confused. I can't even blame it on being brain fried. Okay. Now we got our tab sticking out there, so our little yellow bit goes on there. Conveyor belt drive. Maybe get it to stay in there. There it goes. That one cooperated to start with. No, it didn't. I missed. There it goes. There we go. And this guy, I opted for red on this. I think it didn't really come any color at all. So I said they got to have a little splash on there. It'll have be the white to see visible too. Nice red edge to denote it. And these guys. Oh, this guy goes on the back too while I'm thinking about it. Thick part to the front. Yeah, thick part here, so puts it on the same tabs as the other ones. Get one started and we line the rest of them up. Should be close. Yeah, there it goes. Almost. Okay. Pop on. Yeah. There we go. Now, these guys go on. Looks like we're just sort of continuing our conveyor belt around. I was worried about them, but they seem cooperative. There we go. Got that bit done. Now, to install it onto our base. Let's see. Both our light wires go through that hole, and then our little mechanism dealio goes on top here. So, get these guys again. Okay. Trying to be cute. There we go. Alright. Facing this way, so our short one. Okay, those guys in. Make sure we get her slotted on that guy. And we just sink it into the hole. Okay, so it's actually going to be holding this thing in too. There it goes. Didn't like that sound to start with. Yeah. There we go. Now what? Short light string. Okay, so you. The short one goes in this hole. Tangled up here. Let me get this one out of the way. And again, in through there. And back up through this one. Came up. Okay, back down. Alright. Our cross member came up there for a second. Now I'm paranoid this. How many lights are on this light string? Okay, 5 of them it looks like. It's not talking about having any lights in place right yet, so I'm hopeful that this that I haven't pulled the slack off underneath here. But okay, now for the bottom half of page 13. I think there's a bunch of pieces there. Then we got our our wire guides first. Okay, the big one gets both of them. Oop. Angled up on those two. Those. I think it's gonna go there. Fought me on that one. And yeah, it looks like that's about the right position for that first light. Anyway, I think I see something denoting a lump on our light. Okay, and then that one goes, like I said, the blue one goes through there. Now we run our long one. Use these other two wire holders here to here. Okay, so. Alright. Okay, now we can set you aside again. We get to make a present. Okay. So start with 47, and they are labeled teeny tiny presents, so I'll come all the way in. But they're on the edge. 47 is our base. Actually, it says the printed side up. And the 50s are these guys. They go in sides. Obviously printed side out. This one on the other. And then drop our top on. Actually, it says put the top on first, then put the sides on, but maybe I can be a rebel here. Maybe not. Oh, here. Broke it there, okay. But I think the pieces will hold it. Trying to force this in it. Okay. I think the pieces are gonna. But I think there's enough structure here to hold it together now. Yeah, there we go. The perfect prime. Okay, now I'll just try and follow this one, the rules on this one. Okay, so we drop our ribbon in there. Oh, yeah, ribbon in one way. This one goes in the other. We got our present there. And that concludes 13. On to 14, which is, as you might have expected, we're just dropping it onto our little conveyor belt peg right there. There it goes. Okay. Now let's give it a test run. Just make sure everything's copacetic here. Let's see, plug in back here. Yeah, oh, don't need the sound. Yeah. Yeah, seems to be good. Excellent. And I'm going to finish up 14 and I'll call it a night. I think I got a little distracted here. But, so, I'll get to, this shouldn't, in theory, shouldn't be too long. Get our elf hat on a shelf. Straightforward, just pop the brim around. And you go on here. And you face in, notches facing front into here. Okay, the beginning of our elf hat, our shelves. And then one more batch of goodies, and we're done for the night. But I just don't have the 3D presence on this one, just 2D, so that makes it easier. Okay, so we got our elf hat. Got you. Go on here to here. And presents go on this one. And you go in here. Oh, wait a second. Oh. Gotta put this guy on first. Yeah, you have those two slots. And tab in the back. And all right, back over here. this one first, then we're going to run our LED through that hole. So, okay, so it was okay, back here. Yeah, it goes there. You got a tab here, so that should. Yeah, everything's going to line up that way. So move you down. Lined up. Alright, there we go. That's our. And set our blue wire. Still no indication of where they generally. I hope they tell us where we're going to be putting our actual lights. Here and through there. And I'm going to leave the. That's where I'm going to stop it, because until I find out where I'm supposed to pull it, we still got slack. We can move it around if we need to. And then once that's in place, put the top of our shelf on here. So it goes underneath our, right into that slot. Seems like we could have done that before we put it in place. There we go. Nothing. Slow progress. Like I said, I was very hopeful I was going to get much further than that. I still got like 4 buckets over here I thought I was going to get to tonight. But definitely gone long enough. I say I got delayed on 2 or 3 things there, but I think progress is being made. You know, it's an enjoyable build. I really am. You know, if I'd take my time and read the instructions a little bit better, be much more relaxing. Okay, that one's not going. Okay, it's not falling. Maybe I need to work that one in a little better. Oh, and actually helps if I don't hold it at an angle. Yeah, it goes all the way down when it's like that. You know, got motion on one of our things. Got some decorations going. Yeah, it's gonna. I'm really excited to see where this one ends up at. I'm having fun with it. I hope y'all are enjoying these. I hope y'all pick it up. It's like so far I think it's going to be a really. In my head I thought it's sort of like that London marble travel thing. I thought it was going to be a bigger, but you know, if it just goes from here to here, that's not too big. Let's see, what is that? I don't have like a real ruler. I've got like the architectural one. I don't know why I got it. I got it because it was metal. So it's 9.5 inches side to side, and I don't think there's anything hanging over. So I think it won't be. I say it's not going to be a huge one. It might be a little overhang, but not really. Yeah, this is going to be a nice compact design. Going to be a really good Christmas decoration, I think. I mean, I say, but I can, like as usual, I can babble on like this for a while, so I better stop. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment, complain, share, do whatever you want to with all of that. Be good to one another. Stay safe, and click on a link. There's my channel over there if you'd like to subscribe. There's my other channel where I do experiments a couple times a month. Over there is what YouTube thinks you should be watching, and that is the playlist for this build. I'll see you tomorrow.